calling and wishing people happy birthday. Hey, how's it going? We just believe that prospecting is a main piece of the foundation.
Hey, welcome back to Unstoppable Agents. This is the show that real estate agents come to build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. I'm your host, Bryan White. I'm a realtor, associate broker, and team leader with eXp Realty in Dallas, Texas, and I'm blessed that I get to interview some of the top agents across the country each and every week. It's really cool because I get to learn and interview folks not only for you, but for me, because I love learning from some of the best in the business. If you haven't already, hit subscribe because these are good and you're going to want to get the notifications each and every week. So today, come on, this is going to be great. I am excited because Bryan Gara from Akron, which is outside of Cleveland, Ohio, is joining us. So Bryan, you got Bryan and Bryan today. Glad to have you.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to your audience and share with you what's going on. Yeah,
for sure. So I got to start with congratulations because you've been with eXp for 14 months and you've already won the Icon Award. That's really the top honor that we have to award to folks. So you've obviously got a booming business. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, Bryan. I appreciate that.
Well, I want to dive in with you, learn more about you, learn kind of your background and kind of how'd you get here. But I got to start. You're wearing a shirt that says sacrifice, so we got to lead with that. What's going on there?
Yeah. So I currently have a coach and have always believed in having a coach. I currently work with John Kitchens. He's out of Oklahoma. And I also work with, Jeff Glover and his team out of Michigan. So sacrifice is just one of the words. I believe in wearing one of these shirts every single day. And I've got sacrifice, discipline, flip the switch. And it's just a good reminder that, just focusing on one small thing a day can really take you a long way. I'm not trying to grow overnight to be a completely radically different person. I just believe in 1% better every day. So having a word on my shirt kind of reminds me to do that.
Right on. As they say, the compound effect, right? 1% better each and every day, and you'll have massive growth. And good for you, by the way. So between Kitchens and Glover, you're covered on the south and the north. So you kind of got the bracket. But you also got two of the best in the business pouring into you, and we become a product of who we spend time with, of the people we learn from. So man, you're in good company. You're gonna be no wonder you got a great business.
Yeah, they're game changers, man.
So tell us about you. How'd you get here? Tell us the story.
Oh boy, I went to the University of Akron, just trying to get a business degree. I went through the 4 years. Working towards a marketing and sales degree, which I eventually got. But about 2 years into college, I bought my first duplex, which here in Akron at the time cost me only $28,000. So I was living in one half, renting out the other. And I realized this is a unique opportunity. I didn't know that it was so much better here than it was everywhere else. I just knew that opportunity was there. So I found myself commingling with a lot of other people who owned properties. And before I knew it, I was managing about 20 units without a real estate license before I found out, hey, you need a real estate license to do that. So I graduate college and, less than a month later, I'm going to real estate school just to become a property manager. And all it took is one sale in real estate for me to realize this is something I can really shine at.
Yeah.
So I found myself going from investor into being an active salesperson, and I haven't really looked back.
That's awesome. So number one, house hacking for the win.
Yeah.
So brilliant. That was awesome. But number two, what's interesting about you ending up at eXp is people get into property management, but for the residual income aspect, right? So yes, there's some active activities there. But really, property management is all about stacking up the income without you having to do work on every property every month. Well, you figured out eXp's got a real similar model in that we've got to help recruit people, bring them onto the company, and then mentor them or pour into them, help point them to resources. But otherwise, it's largely a passive income opportunity for you. So you're getting all the benefits that you saw in property management without
the hassle.
Without property management.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, great. So welcome. We're glad to have you and glad to have you at the company. Let's talk a little bit about your business. So where does your business come from today?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a very good network of investors. In fact, most agents, out here in Akron, my first 5 or 6 years, my average sales price is probably $50,000, and not many other agents wanted to be selling those properties. Over the years, I started working with investors a lot, and there'd be years where some investors would buy 20, 30 properties. So I really got the volume in my business for my investors, and agents recognized that I was the authority and the go-to person. So I get not only investors and repeat business from them, but also agent-to-agent referral has skyrocketed since being at eXp, since these agents all know that I've got their back and that they're going to get a piece of it on the back end. So there's two right there, is agent referral and investors. And I've had some really good luck through a lot of prospecting with Google Meets. Me and my team, 5 days a week, we prospect, and that's sitting down, hitting the phones, calling people who are visiting our website, calling and wishing people happy birthday. Hey, how's it going? We just believe that prospecting is a main piece of the foundation if we're going to build a sustainable business here.
It's good. So like your shirt says, right? So it's all about habits. I mean, your shirt says sacrifice, but really what you're talking about is just getting 1% better every day. Like, what are the habits you're building? What are the disciplines? What are the things that you're doing to be successful? And that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and I mean, sacrifice to me is sacrificing sleeping in. I'd say the first 3 or 4 years of my career, I was able to do that. And now for me, my version of sacrifice is waking up at 8 o'clock, I'm hitting the phone. And that is what has made me sustainable through these ups and down years. It really provides some stability month to month.
That's awesome. So yeah, you mentioned getting referrals from all over, right? So I'm already thinking, geez, from an investor perspective, I'm not seeing anything for anywhere near the prices you're talking about, and you probably aren't either, but anymore, but still dramatically less expensive than what we're seeing in the DFW market. We're investors ourselves, so we may have to have an after conversation here while we're at it. So prospecting may be one of them, but I'd love to know, right? The market has, since you started, right? So you started eXp 14 months ago. You've seen dramatic shifts in what's going on in the real estate market in the last 6 months, even, let alone a year and a half. So when you talk to other agents, what are 3 things that you're telling them? What are 3 tips you're giving other agents right now to build their business?
What's worked for you in the past is what you need to double down on now. So if you've always done well with open houses and you're seeing yourself slow down, double down. If you enjoy calling for sale by owners and you've had good results, double down. If you know that working your sphere in social media is working, double down. It's maybe not time to reinvent. It is time to reinvent the wheel, but we also need to work smart. And for the 5th time here, double down on what's worked for us in the past. That's my big number 1.
It's good.
Number 2 is, and this one's been really effective for my team, is I've got 3 new agents who aren't coming from real estate. Number 1, I got them all tapping into their social medias on people's birthdays, jumping on the phone, giving people a birthday video. It is so personal. The reactions we're getting from people elicits conversation. Hey, Joe, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Saw you and the kids have been out doing a bunch of fun stuff. Just wanted to say, I hope you enjoy your day. That gets them asking about you. Talk about them. They'll ask about us. Hey, I'm so glad you asked. The market's red hot. Who do you know who wants to buy or sell? So it's not just those birthday calls. It's that I have a goal script, and that's something along the line of, hey, this is Bryan. How's everything been? Hey, that's so great. Actually, I've got a goal of selling 5 houses this month. Who do you know who's been maybe talking about buying or selling in the near future?
Good.
And intentionally asking, instead of, do you know anybody? Who do you know? Forcing these people to think, and it's just start talking about them and then get into that. So that's my 2, is just reaching out to the sphere about goals and birthdays. And then number 3 is just carving out that time to prospect. I'm so shocked at how few agents on a regular basis pick up the phone, not only call new leads, but follow up with their old leads. Now is the time to be doing that. It's time to be calling your past sellers. It's time to be calling friends and family. It's time to follow up with any internet leads that you just get. So just carve out time for follow-up and prospect. So
the brilliant thing about all that is, like, there's nothing magical there. There's no like, oh, I'm shocked by your answer, or geez, that was brilliant. And I don't mean that they were bad answers. They're actually really great answers. But the first is, hey, if you have been good at something, you don't necessarily need to do something that's dramatically different. You need to do what you're doing more, right? You need to get better at that thing. There's a strategy, or there's a thing called strength finders. That's like, hey, what are you great at? Just go be excellent. Go be 1% better at what you're great at, rather than, I worked in the corporate world, and in the corporate, we would talk about, hey, what are your 3 bottom things and how do you get better at those? Forget that. Go crush the thing that you're crushing. Go do another YouTube video. Go do whatever it is. Get that much better. I love the open house example because as things were booming last year, people were like, open houses are dead. I'm never going to do another open house. Open houses are, how else can you get belly to belly with somebody and an opportunity to develop rapport face to face? They could get you, feel you. So just double down, double, triple, whatever down on the things you're already good at. It's great advice. Great advice.
And then, those I have a goals, man. People want to work with people who are driven. I think it'd be silly to assume that we all don't have goals. Anyone I call has their own personal goals that they're working towards. And, I think being vulnerable and expressing, hey, I too have goals and I'm actually calling you about them. Can you help me? People want to help. It takes a little bit of courage to ask for it. So that one's definitely been a favorite of mine.
That's good. I have a goal because I think a lot of people do the who do you know? So not just do you know someone, but then step it up to who do you know? Then, hey, I have a goal. Who do you know? Because people want to help you, right? If you're in a relationship with them, they would love to help you. So they know you want to sell, but if you're, hey, I've got a goal to sell 5, then they're like, two things. Number one, they're like, oh wow, so you're doing that. You're doing solid business. That's strong. And I didn't realize you were doing quite those numbers. And maybe you are, maybe you're not. But at least it puts that in their mind. And
absolutely. I've got brand new agents calling with that, and it's brilliant.
I love it. It's so great. So you've been to eXp for 14 months now. What do you love about it? Like, give me like, what are 3 things that you just can't help but sharing with other people?
This was one of the big reasons for getting in. It's one of the big reasons now. I was at a local brokerage where I was the best agent, and it was my co-member. So now, not only do I get to learn from the best agents in my city, in my state, in my office, I get to actually, icon agents teach classes and host events. And I actually get to now learn from the top agents in the biggest cities in the country. And that is so empowering to me and my team of agents as we're trying to find out what the heck winners are doing. At old brokerages, it was hush hush. You don't exchange ideas. Here, it is, I'm learning from the best. So, that's just been really big for me as I started here. I didn't have a team 6 months ago, let alone 14 months ago. I couldn't have done that without the example that's being set around.
Yeah, and then so you get to learn from the best people out there, but there's also this idea of, hey, you're building a team, and so you need to train them, right? So you need to make sure that they're experts, and without the kinds of tools that we have available to us, you'd have to do all that yourself. Well, now there's almost why would you? Like, it's already that's already out there. So just go curate the best content in the industry and point agents at it. And let others do the heavy lift.
Totally. Yeah, I believe in working smart, not hard. And if somebody's already done it, I'm going to duplicate the wheel, not recreate it. So definitely learning from the top agents is my number 1. Number 2 is collaboration in general. The amount of co-listings I've been able to do with agents in other cities, commercial agents within eXp, the office culture, it invites working together. So if I maybe have something in a different area, eXp has an amazing network of agents. I can just go look, okay, who's in that city? I call them, and instead of giving away my listing for 25%, I can now be a co-agent on that, maybe take 50% and list it from afar. There's just more opportunities to do stuff like that allow me, like we talked about earlier, just another route of income that's firmly in the ground that's always going to be there.
That's so good. And one thing most people don't know is we're one brokerage global. Yeah. Technically, we're one brokerage nationally. I know what that means. We share one set of fees. We're one company, goal expansion fees or anything else like that. So
and that's actually the reason I was recruited for years, and the reason that I eventually jumped ship.
Cool. If you're able to open up and do business in Texas or in California or New York or wherever, and you got team members in other places, well, you still only have one set of fees. You don't have to worry about another franchise you got to be involved in. You don't have to worry about expansion fees or anything else like that. So
and that's actually the reason I was recruited for years, and the reason that I eventually jumped ship eXp was I was getting licensed in California at the time, and I only wanted to pay 1 cap. So that is the reason that got me here in the first place. Very powerful for people trying to work 2 markets. And then let me see, my number 3, I'm just going to say opportunities for my team. like there's opportunity to collaborate on listings, there's also opportunity office to office, area to area, where I can just send out mass messages to hundreds of agents. Hey, who has an open house this weekend? I've got some team members that want to be working. Hey, who's got an upcoming listing that we could post on our social media to try to get buyers for? There's more opportunity because there's more instances where we have to communicate. eXp has what's called Workplace, which is our own version of Facebook, where we can join any groups. Referral groups for Ohio, referral groups for Northeast USA, open houses this weekend group. There's just a number of places that I can plug in to give my agents more opportunity where it's not all on my back to come up with listings for my agents to have.
And think too about what the opportunity, so huge opportunity there for your team, huge opportunity for your sellers, because people are reaching out on the regular. Hey, can we do an open house? Hey, can we do this? Hey, can we do that? Hey, can I get calls and reach out to every week for, hey, are you okay if I market your listings? Yeah, absolutely. I would love for you to get more exposure for my sellers, get a lot more impressions, get a lot more eyeballs on my properties. We sell faster, we sell for more money, or maybe I'm just helping an agent in our community. Maybe we're just helping other agents in our marketplace be successful, and that just helps them build their business. Awesome. I'm more than happy to help. A rising tide raises all boats. So if we can help somebody else grow their business and, by the way, help the marketing of our listings, then awesome. Our stock price goes up. We're all owners in the company, so that's a huge bonus.
Win, 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 win.
What's something you're trying to tackle or trying to overcome?
Yeah, so something for me is, with limited inventory right now, obviously listers lead, they're leading the inventory, or they're leading leading the industry. And the challenge has been where to get seller leads. I've got great systems for automating buyer leads, but I've got such a backlog of buyers that now it really come to the realization it's time to start hitting the expireds and ISDOs again. So I wouldn't really call it a rock. I'd call it just a gauntlet that I have to get through to train myself up to go do those things again. But, I've done them before in tougher markets. It's just a matter of getting trained up, carving out the additional prospecting time to do seller-specific activities in addition to the hours I'm already putting in buyer activities.
Yeah, that is an obstacle, right? Because as rates hit 7% again, you're looking at people are doing the math, and hey, if I'm sitting at 3.5, I can't afford to move up anymore when they get the multiple of the price differential and the and the mortgage rates. So we got to get more creative, and we're doing that too with, you're probably seeing this, with lender and title creativity. So we're finding lenders that are waiving refinance fees. We're finding title companies that are waiving refinance fees to make it more attractive to get people to move sooner. You gotta find all the ways to when you do get an opportunity, when you get a live one, you gotta find ways to get creative. So that's good.
Yeah. How about yourself, man? What's been one of those big rocks for you that you're currently working on?
So the growing the team has been, we're solving that. We're finally turning the corner. We've added 2 agents in the last 2 weeks, which is helping us with time scale, but it's also helping us the training investments that we're doing, because we teach the icon classes, we do all those things, and able to get more leverage out of it. So
beautiful. If you're doing it for 1, why not do it for 20?
That's exactly right. So, and in doing that, right, so there's, when you can create events and then team members, so there's more people inviting, there's more momentum. So everybody looks more successable. When you have a training and there's more people in the room, well, there's more momentum. So then everybody looks more successful. So then it actually,
back again.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So that's been our struggle for 6 months or so. I don't know if it's the changing market, or honestly, it's just been some folks that we've been working on for quite a while are finally seeing the value, and now they're turning the corner. So that's been our biggest one.
It sounds like you're doing the right things, as I think we both talked about. Consistency is key, man. You do the same thing every day, you show up, you will get the results. So keep that up.
That's exactly right. Consistency is the hard part, but that's also the key to success.
It's the hard/easy part.
Yeah. Well, man, you're awesome. You've got a great business, and I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me. Well, so if anybody's moving to Cleveland/Akron area, I know Bryan and his team would love to serve you. So we'll include links to him in the comments, and that way you know where to find him. And I know if you want to talk more about his journey, maybe you're in the area and want to talk about eXp, then I know he'd love to have those conversations with you. So, Bryan, any parting comments as we wrap up?
No, I'd say we touched on it minimally, but if you are someone looking to grow your investment portfolio and you want to see what kind of opportunities maybe lay outside of your own state, I'd love to talk about what kind of properties we have out here and see what can fit your budget.
Cool. Awesome. All right, Bryan, thank you sincerely for joining me today. I appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for having me, Bryan.